here. Welcome everybody to the Sonic Promos webinar for May of 2025. We're going to be talking about fun and games. I want to remind everybody that you can find more information about us at sonicpromos.com. Feel free to visit our website after the webinar to explore our full range of services and products. Without further ado, I want to introduce you to our speaker today, which is me. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our webinar for May. We're super excited to have you. We're going to be talking about fun and games. I've got my sombrero on and my official promotional product bowling shirt, which I earned from bowling over 100 without bumpers. So very excited about that. Without further ado, we're going to jump right in. But again, if you have any questions throughout, don't hesitate to put them in the chat and we will answer them along the way. All right, let's get started. All right, so the Sonic Promos hat trick is divided into 3 parts. We talk about, what's trending, put it into practice, and tips and tricks. Today we're going to be talking about the latest game-based promotional products. We're going to talk about practical applications for these products in your marketing strategy. And we're going to give you some advice on how to maximize engagement through fun and games. By exploring these areas, you'll get a look at how interactive promotional products can transform your marketing approach in, now and in the future. All right, so today we're really talking about big games for big impact. We're talking about giant format games, branded versions of classic games, items for trade shows, corporate events, and outdoor gatherings. We want to give you a really good idea of how you can use these in all sorts of different types of programs. So first, I want to talk a little bit about why adding games. So first and foremost, interactive experiences are memorable experiences. You can create memorable brand impressions. Games naturally draw crowds to your booth or your event space. It adds a new dimension to your brand image, which in a lot of ways encourages longer engagement with your brand. The idea behind games is it gives you the ability to take events outside. For example, increasing social connections. A recent survey, and when I say recent, 2023, found that organizations that encourage social relationships at work have a bit of a competitive edge. And that has a lot to do with increased retention. This same study found that workers with close friends at work are more likely to say they feel a strong sense of belonging at work and report more satisfaction. So you've got, in a game, it's just the game, but really you are trying to build community, you're trying to build experience, and that's where you sort of get that benefit that these events can help with. Events also improve mental health. Taking part in outdoor nature-based activities help with improving mood, less anxiety, positive emotions. So anytime you can engage with an outdoor activity, you also end up engaging in conversation. So that's another way to be able to get people to talk about themselves, talk about their business, talk about whatever it is you might be trying to get them to talk about. And then you have the ability to change interactions. Outdoor events stand out in a crowded field of, forced events. People feel a little bit more inclined to take a step in and check what those activities are. Events that are outdoors feel more casual and fun than a lot of those indoor conference room type events. You can interact in different ways, and those interactions will be more positive in their memory, which helps to reinforce their feeling about your brand. Okay, so we're at our, that's our first session. We're at our intermission. Now that we've covered trending game products, we're going to take a quick breather, make sure everybody's here. I'm still here. Hello. If you have questions, a reminder, please put them in. And, some of the things that you see along the way, maybe take some notes as to how you might be able to implement these in some of your existing programs and some of your future events. All right, as we head into the summer, we're going to talk a little bit more about outdoor and game-based promo items. They offer a great opportunity to connect with clients, employees, and prospects in a lot of new ways. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to show you what some of those items could look like. All right, so first and foremost are what we talk about, which is social games. And with social games, we're talking about items like branded cornhole. You've got basketball hoops. We can do branded Connect 4 games with branded discs. You can even do games like a custom Jenga. And the great thing about all of these games is that there are a variety of different ways that you can order them. There's different sizes. You don't have to do large quantities. Most of these have one-piece minimums, which make them easy to afford. They're easy to implement. And you can see you've got a lot of brand opportunity. The cornhole boards, for example, have a lot of surface area to be able to brand in. And you can see with those large sizes, every one of those items is going to be able to bring multiple people around. And whether they're playing or whether they're actually watching, these are great ways to be able to have that name recognition because they're consistently seeing your logo when they're doing all of these items. And, it doesn't have to break the bank. You can find a decent cornhole board for, a couple $100. There are, the Jenga boards. Again, most of these are all going to be just a few $100, if not, less, depending on how many you order. A lot of times we'll have clients who want to order multiple items and place them, at different events, maybe even on campus at their locations. So these are the types of social games that you can put your logo on and really get some great response. All right, sports gear. A lot of times, everybody's been looking at pickleball if you haven't already. And pickleball is probably, one of the most popular branded opportunities that we have had lately, whether it's, the paddles, whether it's bags, whether it's apparel. Again, if you are looking for ways to engage with people with something that's really popular right now, certainly pickleball is a place that everybody's, getting involved in. We can do full-size regulation sports balls, soccer, basketball. We do hockey pucks. We can do ultimate frisbees. So if you're looking to do something, either you're putting your logo on to, celebrate an upcoming sporting event, or you've got a theme that you want to be highlighting. There are all sorts of ways that you can do that with life-size ball, life-size sports balls and sporting equipment. We did a activity a few years ago with some regulation NBA basketballs that were signed by NBA players, and then they were raffled off. And so they had the company logo on them, and they had this high perceived value of the signature. So that's, something else that you can use to put these into action. And then, of course, we do all sorts of apparel, whether it's, real teams that you're looking for licensed merchandise, which we can help with some of that, or you're looking to do real jerseys for your team or your group, or, some sort of recognition piece. Those, name brand merchandise that we can help you to put your logo on. Talk to the team about that. All right, and then yes, we do bikes, we do paddle boards, we do scooters, and we do skateboards, and all sorts of other sporting and action equipment that you can think of. And again, the great thing about these items is that they don't have huge minimums. You can do as few as one. So if you're looking to do a raffle for, some sort of really cool outdoor event, you want to give away a branded paddle board, those are items that we're able to help you to put your logo on and arrange to be able to be used for all sorts of great action-related sponsors and events. The bikes are one of our favorites. We would encourage anybody to invest in getting a branded bike. It's a really great item that a lot of people can use. Not everybody plays pickleball, but most people will ride a bike at one time or another. So certainly a great item that you can investigate if you're looking to put together a health and wellness related initiative. There are all sorts of really cool sporting goods, tents and hammocks. And really, if you want to put your logo on it, our team can help you to find a way to do that. So don't sleep on these kinds of ideas. Ask us about it, and we can show you how you can put them into action. All right, we're now up to our second intermission here. Here I have a changed helmets. Changed out of the hat into the bicycle helmet to remind everybody that if you do the bikes, you should wear a helmet. I'm a big proponent of headwear safety. So put that on there. And while you're putting on your helmets, again, this is a good time to think about any questions that we might be able to answer for you. So in the next couple of minutes, we're going to talk a little bit more about implementing some of these items into programs, and then we'll keep going from there. All right, so other ways to add fun. You know, a real important piece about trade show booths or sponsorship engagement is making sure that you're generating some sort of data, some sort of action, some sort of engagement that is going to ensure that after the event is over, you have something that you're able to follow up on. So here are a couple of examples of activities that we do with clients on a regular basis. I'll just give you a couple of examples of how you can, implement something like that. The first one is the true spin and win. I'm sure you've seen items like this. We can help you to create a full-size spinning wheel. You can swap in and out the different graphics for the various prizes that you want to do. People like that ability to see it live, see the wheel spinning. Everybody dreams at one point or another to have been on The Price is Right. And so here's one of those opportunities for them to do that. You can get their data, you can then give them an opportunity to spin, and then depending on what it lands on, you're providing a prize for them. The next item is an example of an activity that we did a few weeks ago, which is what we call Crafternoon. And we did branded bags, and people were given markers to color with them and, really give them the ability to personalize the branded item and walk away with something. And so, if you're looking to be able to do some sort of engagement in that way, we can help you to put together coloring kits, whether it's, with books or whether it's with pouches like what you see there. But these are really great ways to engage with people, especially if you want to encourage a coloring contest or some way to be able to continue the conversation even after the event is over. We've got Plinko boards. You can see an example there with the Bacardi one. That's a sort of a smaller size, couple feet, but we've got larger scale versions that you can use if you want. Really popular. People like the ability to drop the item and see, what they might win. And, you usually are driving a crowd to an item like that. So again, one piece minimums on pieces like this. Really very popular, and something again that you can use over and over and over again. So while you're making a bit of an investment the first time around, it's not disposable. So you should be able to continue to get more and more out of it. We've got an example of a photo wall. You're taking a backdrop in essence that you would for regular photos at a black tie event or something, and we've cut holes into into the material for people to put their faces through to be able to do an actual photo opportunity. So if you're looking for ways to engage people, maybe wherever your location is, or maybe you're at a specific event and you want to showcase where you are, this is a way that you can do that. People can look like they're in the middle of the desert, or they're in the sphere, or whatever that might be. So these are, again, items that can help you to generate some additional engagement along the way. Other ways to add fun, and you've heard us talk about it before, we're really continuing to talk a lot about it, and that is digital engagement. The digital engagement provides you with a lot of different games, from spin and win to trivia to photo wall and word clouds, and it gives people the ability to compete. It gives them the ability to provide you information that you can then follow up with after the event, and it gives you an easy way to distribute prizes, whether they're live or whether they're after the event or whether they're done digitally through a link. These games are set up to be able to encourage participation by more than just a couple of people. So while we like the standalone spin and wins, you can get 20 or 30 people to scan a QR code and play a digital spin and win. You can move people along a little bit more. And so that's why we really like these digital games. And they're a great way, to implement some type of engagement at trade shows, conferences. If you are working with multiple booths, you can do passport style games to engage, and to get multiple touches at different booths. So if you want to find out more about our digital game solutions, you can talk to the team. You can certainly talk to me, and I can tell you a little bit more. And then, of course, now is a good time for me to plug Sonicon. If you're not familiar with our Sonicon programs, we actually bring the trade show to you. All we ask for is a place. And we'll bring food, we'll bring product, we'll bring samples, we'll bring prizes and games. I will wear a hat, as you can see. And it's a really great opportunity for you, for your team, maybe for your clients, to get a chance to touch and feel all the various types of merchandise that's available to help support a lot of the programs that they've got. We will show you how some of our fun and games actually work. And it really gives people just an eye-opening opportunity to see what is out there available that they can put their logo on, versus what they've normally seen on a regular basis. So if you want to find out more, you want to host your own Sonicon, you can either talk to your rep, or you can certainly reach right out to myself or Mallory. Either of us can help you. Any of us here can help you to set up a Sonicon event for yourself. Okay. All right, we are now at our end here, almost our end. We've got a game. If you can scan the QR code here, you'll have a chance to win Sonic pickleball set. Here it is, Sonic pickleball. Okay, 2 paddles, 2 balls, no experience needed, no medical waiver required. Everything that you could ask for in a pickleball game. So, all right, so please scan that QR code before it's too late. And I do see a question, so we'll move into Q&A. And so we have a question from registration. How do you schedule a picnic and factor in possible rain? That's a really good question. Our experience is that you've got, multiple locations. Wherever you're scheduling your event, you want to make sure that they've got some sort of backup plan. As far as games and activities go, games like cornhole, indoor basketball, the Connect 4, all those games can still be played inside. As a lot of our clients will do their conferences, their trade show table events. They'll do outdoor activities indoor. As far as what your activities might be, yeah, I probably wouldn't give everybody frisbees if you end up inside. And so that's something to be cognizant of. And I usually will tell people that if you're planning to give out a promotional item as well, that you do want it to be somewhat universal, but rain's going to come, and people are still going to use a cooler or some sort of nice picnic set, whether it's raining or not, or nice. I don't know if that answers the question, but I'm happy to provide more context along the way if you want to elaborate. Any other questions right now? Most of the items that we're showing, normal lead time is the same as most promotional items. You get them done in 5, 7, 10 working days. So if you've got a rush, you need something done more expeditiously, you can ask us. All right, I think that's it. So if you won one of our pickleball sets, we will reach out to you after the event. If there's anything else that we can help you with along the way, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. As always, we really appreciate your continued support. And if there's anything else that you need, you can check us out online, on social media, and don't hesitate to use the old school phone to give us a call. Thanks again. Look forward to our next episode, which is our first full year of webinar episodes, where we will be doing all sorts of fun and games there as well. So take care, have a great day, and we'll talk to you all soon.